presentation skills. Session will be very light, but I'll try to keep it as normal as possible and as easy to flow. The purpose of presentation skills development is most important because uh, it's easy to communicate in one-to-one communication. But when it comes to presenting it to an audience or when presenting it to the board, you go with a specific objective. You want some approvals, you want some convincing or agreement and alignment. So during that presentation slot, given slot, if you are not effective, you may not achieve your objective. So we need to be effective during our presentation. There are two concepts, efficiency and effective. Efficiency means you do great job. Your presentation is developed very well. But when we say effective means you are achieving what you want to achieve. So that's the thing. So we'll flow on it now. Always acknowledging whenever you are giving a presentation, you must acknowledge. So I do acknowledge, express my gratitude and thank you all the web resources, references used in making this presentation for sole purpose of transfer of knowledge through teaching. You're looking at lens on the screen right now, correct? Lens is what? It's demonstrate that I want to see even small things. I don't want to miss a small thing in my preparation. I don't want to miss anything for my exam preparation. Similarly, presentation is your exam. So I don't want to miss anything. That's why I want to see everything very minutely. So that is what the lens represents in our industry. Now, when you want to present something, correct? So before that, making a presentation, correct? Think twice. Think coolly in isolation without getting into the details of presentation, opening the PowerPoint slides, start making immediately PowerPoint. Don't do that in the beginning. Don't do that in the beginning. Sit coolly and look for that why I'm doing this presentation. My team leader said to make me a presentation, but fine. But why? What is an objectivity of this presentation? Correct? So when you think that at that time, what you will think, you're not thinking contents right now. You're not thinking contents. First of all, you should know who are your audience. Is it the meeting with your partners? Is it the meeting with your investors? Is it the meeting with the board of directors? So you should know your audience. KYA, know your audience. Because definitely when you are going to board, your presentation style will be different. And when you are discussing a technical issue among your teams and with all the stakeholders, your position will be different. Second thing you should, before starting the process, this is all before opening the PowerPoint. This what we are seeing in the slide right now. We are not open any PowerPoint presentation file. No presentation slide is open. Purpose, what you want to achieve out of it. I want to secure LC approval. I want to secure board approval on investment. Or if I'm a private giant and I want to take an investment on my plan. So I want to attract my investor so that they can invest the funds in my company. So it's what I want to achieve. That achieve is very important. When you write an exam, your target is you want to get A plus or O, outstanding, correct? So that's your objective, purpose, correct? So this is my purpose. I want to achieve this thing in this presentation. So purpose should be very clear. When the purpose is clear, automatically you know the path. You can define your path to reach that purpose. Once the purpose is clear that I will take the approval, now you can define your final product. Final product means what you want to show to the board, for example. Right now is theoretical concept, but let's lead with this theoretical concept because this concept will give you the strength when you build your presentation every time. So identify your final product means I want to achieve a board approval, correct? For this project. Or I want to take a variation order approval. I want to present it to LC, a variation order requirement, and I want to take an approval. At that point of time, what I should show them and what I should not show them, so that I should not get distracted from my objective to achieve. So that is my final product. That means I will define broadly what I want to produce to show them. The fourth point is prepare well and give your best shot. ETET. Okay. It sometimes is called E square T also. Prepare well and give your best shot. The meaning is every time and each time you will repeat the same attitude. You will prepare well and give your best shot. If you have done the presentation very well today, it does not mean, it does not give a liberty to you to compromise at the next stage. No. Each time, every time, keep the formula of E square T in the mind. I will do my job best every time, each time. And I will try to excel from the before. So this is the most important thing when you are making a presentation. So you'll be so well prepared because of this in the next time that you'll be more updated, more knowledgeable. And you will get an experience from your past experiences and you will more excel in the next time. So ETET, always remember as a formula to do whenever you are working first time or subsequent times. Presentation skills is an art. It's not only technical, it's an art. I will try to run a video right now.
Your body language is much more powerful than the words you speak.
That was just a kickstart to the presentation lessons and the video which you saw. There are many videos are there, small 2 minutes videos are there. There are good clippings available there. So the question comes now. We understood that your presentation skills are very important, most important. Then the content comparatively. Contents are definitely important. You cannot ignore the facts. But yes, skills are important. So the point is said, that we know one great saying that always we say, first impression is the last impression. Always we say. So when you meet somebody first time, you should impress. Your 90% of job is done at that point of time itself, correct? So the power of first impression is applicable to presentation also. This first impression applicable to presentation also. And how it is, I will just keep all the points ready on the screen. First is the first 30 seconds are very important. They look at you when you're on the screen, they look at you. You are presenting. You are presenting the audience of 500, 100. Numbers is not important. But they look at you, they look at your body presentation, the way you are confident of the subject. For example, I'm going to talk something very serious about issue and which is very critical. Like, for example, and I'm standing here and I say, gentlemen, I'm going to talk today about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is giving a great challenge to human creativity. Human creativity is at risk. Maybe the jobs may be diluted. Look at this. AI is the next 10 years era. And I made that topic so evaporated from the beginning itself. If I say the things that I welcome you to interactive session on AI where we are going to discuss the creativity, human creativity, and its collaboration with AI. Something you have to say dynamically. So these are the points. First 30 seconds impression period. The first impression you are creating. Strong start. You're creating an AI and human creativity. Dynamic deliveries. Your voice is changing. You're modulating your voice. Surprising statistics. As per the latest trends of employment across the world, you're making a statement now across the world. The present unemployment rate is around 9%, below 10%. But by year 2050, unemployment rate will raise to 21%. And they say that the artificial intelligence is going to play an important role towards the unemployment. If you start your session on AI with this facts, figures, automatically you're creating an interest in your audience. So you want to connect them basically. This is a time to connect with your audience. Keep looking them. I will go to that slide next. So these are the kind of things which we can definitely in the opening points, we can do it. I'm not talking about the technical presentations, what we are making, core technical discussions, but even when we are giving the presentations, always make sure in the beginning slide, opening slides, we saw something which communicate positive. It should be a positive trend we are demonstrating, and our body language is supporting that positive trend. So this is the power of first impression. We saw the video before, correct? And in that video, we saw the leg position. Okay, we saw how we should relax, how our shoulders should be correct. We saw the body language. But at the same time, there are many points where we are speaking. We are speaking continuously for 1 minute, 2 minutes, and it's really a deep topic. At that time, suppose if you are keep like doing, like you're speaking something on a topic continuously, AI has this medical impact, AI is giving this topic. You are speaking really serious topic where you want audience to capture each word of it. At that time, please don't do playing with your hands so that your audience will get distracted. If I'm speaking to you, for example, if I'm talking that the wired bridges across the world, they are very sensitive and they are being prepared at the big mountains. And there is a big bridge made across the river in the India it is among the topest, it's more 35 meters above the Eiffel Tower height, correct? So I'm speaking something now very creative and something very informative. At that time, my hand should be calm. My body should be relaxed. That's why this all world leaders, you see that when they sit their sitting posture or when they are speaking their postures, they are not trying to distract the audience by their body languages. They are trying to just give a positive impact on their audience. And that's why this is one of the nice posture which you can maintain with your hands when you are sitting or when you are presenting the facts or when presenting the presentations. why the body language matter most and why it's matter most, because it's given you a confident posture. You be confident what you're presenting. You are the most learned fellow at this point of time. Remember, when you prepare for a presentation, you are the most educated fellow on that topic, more aware fellow about that topic at that point of time. So you should demonstrate that by the confident posture, open and relaxed posture. No hurry, no stress on the face. What will happen at the most? You will not able to reply the questions at the end, correct? What will happen more than that? Nothing. So in that scenario, just relax, reply what is being asked to you. If not there, we'll see. No problem. We'll come back. We'll see question answer session, how to approach, but you must be in a relaxed position. Enthusiastic question. You are trying to impress everyone in the room about your information and knowledge. You should be enthusiastic. That is how they will receive. There is one of the very good TED talk is there. A Saudi gentleman is there, and I saw his TED talk. If you can see that, he won the world record. He was number one, and he has said very clearly. He has said that you know why the world is not aware about the climate change, because the climate change scientists coming on the TV network and they're talking by year 2025 the temperature of Earth will rise by 2 degrees centigrade, and that will create the greenery will reduce by 30%. They said, who will absorb this point? When you say something, you have to say. We all know that the Earth temperature is going to increase by 2 degrees by 2050. The fishes in the sea will decrease by 10% because of this rise. The forest will reduce 20% by this time. So the point is, your information should flow with that enthusiasm so that the public can attract, the audience can attract your information. So that's the point. That is what he's trying to make. There's a very good TED Talk videos there. The Saudi gentleman is there. Just try to see that. Second thing is that what is being presented on the slide, you should match your body language to those contents. What is there in the slide? Your body language should speak. That is first objective. Positive data should be accompanied by open gesture and cheerful one when you are telling. Sir, and I will show you in the next slides how it is. When you are telling that, sir, this time we have done this project ahead of schedule. And this is our consecutive third success, and we celebrate with all of you today. You are presenting it. You are a project manager. You are presenting it. So you are radiating an energy to the audience that there's something great has been done. Adopt a concern expression when discussing challenges. I'm sorry. For example, you are giving a concern that subsequent to COVID, we have lost our sales in the southern region by 30%. And it has given a revenue drop of 15% to the company this financial year. But we have a plan. No, I'm serious. I'm not laughing at my losses, but I'm serious. I'm telling, but we have created a plan for this, and that plan, that plan is showing that we have a recovery plan, and that recovery plan will make in next 1 quarter, we are going to cover up that gap, or 2 quarters cover that error. So you are impacting, you are giving a serious impact, what happened to you, and you have a recovery plan for it. So that should follow. Point out chart, graphs, or images when discussing them. See, our chart, first of all, our chart graphs, they should not be heavily loaded. If there are 10 columns you want to show in the chart, try to make them 5 so that it is easily absorbed by the audiences. Easy numbers, and speak out. In that chart also, nobody will read every point of that chart. Just critically say which point you want to show them in that chart. So that's the most important thing. And step closer to the screen to highlight important points. When you want to say, so this is our consecutive third success, go closer to that. And in your PowerPoint presentation also, let that PowerPoint impact should come up like this, that number grows up when you click a button and you go next to it and you show that. So you are giving a positive impact to the audience that yes, the company is doing great. Now coming back to an agenda, which is a very core subject of presentation, and how we should set our agenda. Set clear expectation from the start. The meaning is, in many of the YouTube videos or many of the online presentations, you will see that the heading is very good. They are putting titles so interesting, and you know what they're telling? To know about this, please see this video till the end. Okay. So we are coming up with this, and they will keep many other things for 2-3 minutes, and they will finally come at the end. And at that point, they will not give any details about it. They will just say one line. I wasted my 3 minutes. So for example, if you are giving a presentation today and it is only for updates, not for your future strategy, so say clearly to your audience, my today's presentation is giving an update about it, but my next strategy expansion plan is coming up in my next session. Say it from the clear. Don't, what will say? Don't keep your audience in dark. Don't raise their expectation, because you'll be going very heavily on the discussion. You are presenting it very well. They'll say that you're coming with something. No, clearly say from the beginning, this is an update presentation or this is an investment presentation. Say it clearly. Say it clearly. Easier idea flow. Go very easy. No need to put bulky words. Very simple concept. Even you want to show 2 + 2 = 4 on the screen, show that. There's nothing wrong in it, but because that may be captured by the audience very correctly. Prioritize information. Your information should be prioritized, what you want to say. Which information? When you prioritize the information, probably you delete the required things. You don't keep the things in order, correct? Or you keep something additional, you find it, keep it in the background, but don't keep it in the beginning. Slide clarity. Avoid the loaded slides. What when you're leaving? Yeah. Slide clarity. Avoid the loaded slide. Your slide should not be bulky. In maybe 30 years before or 35 years before, when I was presenting in one of the scientific conference, at that time, my slide was bulky, and I was almost literally reading those slides. I was reading those slides. One of the feedback which I got from one of the audiences that Nathan, you are just reading the slide, correct? And there's no, it was not communicating anything. Even we can read that, correct? So next time, keep the minimum word or the keyword of the slide. So don't make the slide loaded. And the time management is most important. So keep the time management is very important, because you cannot run away out of your time. So you have to be very clear on the time management. If you are deciding you have been given 20 minutes on the presentation, make sure it is not exceeding that time. Try to finish 2 minutes before. So that's the most important thing you have to remember. Now coming back to the points that what information we are giving in our presentation, correct? So the information what we are giving in our presentation is like, for example, you are a civil engineering construction company, correct? Okay. You are building the highways and motorways across the GCC region. And now you see your annual conference you are giving, annual slides you are giving. So in this annual presentation, what you want to show? That you are building up motorways, correct? So in 5 years before, you were building almost 100-kilometer highways per year. And now you are building maybe 10,000 kilometers. You jump by almost 100 times. So this number, if you show just number from 100 kilometer to 10,000 kilometer, it has really, it's just a number. But if you show like this, you show the highways like this, that we were building 100 kilometer and 100 kilometers is equal to this much length. And when you say 10,000 kilometer road per year, you are showing this much. So it is easily adopted by the audience. They are understanding what you're doing. Here also, like for example, in this slide right now, there's a traffic congestion, correct? So you saw that in the bottom. Forget the statistics and numbers. The how you add the information in the graphics, correct? So here you see that in the Moscow, they are showing there's a 210 number is there, 210 number is there. You see there's a small vehicles are there. But in the first one where the trough congestion is there, 272, you'll see that the whole road is full. So this is just easy to digest the concept. And because of this concept, things are going very well at this point, and it can be remembered by your audience very easily. So that's the concept of infographics. You are adding information in the graphs. This could have been done like this also, bar chart. For example, 210, 270, 280 like this, correct? But who will remember that numbers? This is giving an idea that one city is having highest traffic congestion, and that is clearly visible. So that's an idea of infographics. Now, creating the visuals. How you create the visuals impact in your presentation, correct? And we know this is a very famous game character, Mario, correct? Correct, Mario. We used to play this game. So, for example, suppose you are telling that your profit is jumped by 100%. Okay, you said it, correct? But if you add a graphics to it, that it indicates, yes, it has really jumped. The profit has jumped. Correct? Second point is that repetitive efforts, but still failure rate remains same. Means you are putting a lot of efforts, but still failure rate is same. There's no changes happening. I'm putting a lot of efforts, but improvement is not happening, correct? So for this, if I say like this, I'm putting a lot of efforts. And I'm there where I am. There's no change in my position. So I'm showing I'm putting the efforts, but there's no change. So that's the point where we are want to add the GIF graphics, some humor to our presentation. Correct. This is how the creative visuals will add a value to your presentations. The beginning slide itself, I said, know your audience, KYA. But at the same time, if I'm going to my investors, it depends purpose. Let's not restrict ourselves to one kind of audience. I'm going to an audience, for example, and say, for example, if I want to say that in last 5 years we started, our turnover was say 1 million, and from 1 million KD our turnover has now become in last 5 years we have jumped almost to 2 million. Our turnover has doubled. Or you can say, you want to say even 1 year my turnover has doubled, and we are expecting to grow 10 times more in next 3 years time. So when I'm telling this point to my investors, correct, then at that point of time, if I demonstrate this, because my investor has they are you can say they are highly potential influence fellows. They don't have much time to spend because they have many more aligned assignments are there with them. They have a quick time. In your whole presentation, they will see only 2 or 3 bullets and they will decide to invest or not to invest. So the things which you can click them in their mind, that will flow. Correct. So that's why this is a point. Second one, I'm repeating the point that repetitive efforts, we are doing repetitive efforts, but there is no result coming up. Where we are there, correct? So for this reason, you show that visually that where I'm still there. It's not impacting anything to me. It's not adding any value to me so far, in spite of my repetitive effort. And there where I need your support. So that's kind of things can add your presentation of value or a quick catching on your presentation. That's the most important point we have. Now that was about the thing. Now we are coming to live engagement session now. Engagement session, question answer sessions will be there, correct? So the live engagements, you can quick utilize online polls. You can put some polls also in between. For example, you just run a quiz for in between the audience that what is an expected turnaround? What are the expected ideas on this? Yes or no, simple thing. So you are getting them connected with you. It's not question answer session. It is something in between. Ask for written questions. You're just telling that you have a piece of paper with you and I have one question written here. Just say, just you give your feedback. This will be used for my next presentation. If you want to use, you're engaging them. You have to engage them because if they are for more than 20 minutes with you, remember one point. It is very difficult to keep them attractive on each slide of your presentation. If the presentation is long, you have to really modulate your presentation where you ask them to join piece by piece. Ask them to come engaged on each activity. Probably even you may have to pause and say, I will request one of the audience to give me his feedback about your industry so that it will be of great help to understand by other audience. So you are giving an opportunity to other to participate, but your clock is only 1 minute 30 seconds. Don't stretch it much. So that's the point. Encourage audience participation, involve audience in contributing the ideas. I have 5 ideas here. If I'm open, if you have more ideas about it, please share it now so that it can be made a compile. I recirculate this presentation, I can incorporate your ideas. So it could be of help. So you are involving them. Form a collective understanding of the key points. Sometimes what happens, we are going for a presentation and we are expecting we have some gray areas. It's not that you have always a solution. Sometimes you have a gray areas. Sometimes you are really facing an issue in that particular area. For example, you are not able to build some construction activities in a particular area. So now you are going to SMEs, subject matter expert of the region. You are going and you are presenting them. So at that point of time, you are putting up an open question. You are putting up an open question. I am facing these points. I need your support to understand my pain points and give your ideas on it so that we can develop that bridge over there or I can construct my things over there. So you are taking an SME feedback. Probably you may get all feedback at that point of time. You may not get it. Or suppose, for example, you are getting your project is delayed by 5 years or 3 years or 2 years. The project is very critical. And one of the main reasons behind the project delay is the procurement delay by the contractor. And contractor is telling you everything. He's giving you the region across the world. This is happening. I'm not able to get steel. I'm not able to get transformer coil material. I'm not able to get this material. He's giving a lot of examples. Now you have done with your contractor. Means you have a lot of reasons from your contractor to why the project is delayed. But you really want to know what is happening in the industry. If you call bidders, even bidders are telling they are delayed because they are supported by the contractor. So there's a change. What you're doing now, now you are calling your similar companies in the region who are doing the similar job. Upstream oil and gas companies, you are calling them and you are doing that. We want to discuss this particular point. In any one of the meeting, you can get an idea and you can ask them that I am getting this reason from my contractor. And they are the valid reasons or what feedbacks you have or what is an input from your side. So this kind of presentation also help us to understand what is really happening in my region. Am I getting some correct information from my contractor or not? So this is how even you can participate in such kind of meeting. You can take up your agenda and you can ask your all the counterparts to understand what is happening in the region. So there's nothing wrong in it. There's nothing wrong in it. Sometimes we get some input from somebody and we send that as we just send it to some other company to validate that. Similar way, if you are facing a problem in your projects, you must arrange that kind of meetings and discuss with your counterparts to give their honest feedback. Then you will be confident that what is happening is right or wrong, or you get a scale of problem. It could be exaggerated. It exists, but it is not up to that great extent. So still you could cope up that. So that's why the collective understanding is very important through the presentation when you want to make it. Now it comes to the last section of the presentation, which is on the question and answer. Okay, so but just have a look on this small YouTube video.
Very often I see people delivering great presentations, only to do this afterwards. Are there any questions? First of all, it's a state of rules. Are there any questions? This is and that's how I do this action. Try to questions because this is complicated. Second tip, no your links don't be links. And that's why I difficult to do this audience. So if you have to do the presentation, you have to be honest. Make it your own. Now, only to answer which don't speak.
The the last point was very critical. What the lady said. First three are for us who are presenting it. The last point is also for us, but giving an idea in audience, at least you'll find one gentleman because I interact many times. They want to tell, they want to share their knowledge, their expertise, and if they share openly, it's good. If they stand up, if somebody stands up in the audience, that clearly. Thank you, Nitin. I have a similar story to share, and I can share it quickly if you allow me to share 1 minute. Please say, ask him to do that because it is an audience interaction. But at the same time, if somebody stands in the audience and he tells you that I think I was getting this feedback on this subject and we had these issues with this. He's narrating his story and he is distracting your agenda at that point of time to some different directions, which you know the answer. Answer is long for that, but it will vaporize your theme. So don't allow your team to evaporate. At that point of time. So the way you said, put a smile on it. Put a full stop by smiling. Chairman asked some question on the subject, particular subject. So go back to the next slide again, the first slide again. Know your audience. And I'm sure, first of all, that we are prepared well on that subject. That is point number one. But in spite of that, one question has been asked by the CEO, which I'm not aware as a presenter. Yes, it's a fact. At that time, what is my objective, first of all? My objective is not to satisfy chairman that I know the reply. This is not my priority. My objective, chairman, is that if I say this, I explain this to chairman from any of the channel from my team, we will be moving on to my approval agenda. I don't want to distract my presentation. At that time, in my opinion, and which I dealt before also, I'll be very honest, sir, on this, my colleague is expert and I will request him to respond on this question. Straight away say it, no shyness. CEO is not going to reduce your SOP at this point of time, believe me. You're not going to understand that Nitin does not know anything. No, right now, it will demonstrate the capability of Nitin at this point of time that Nitin believes in the team activities. He said, sir, my colleague knows this subject. He's an expert on this and he will respond on this point. My dear, please, can you just respond on this? Take the name by name. In future, it demonstrates that you have that team spirit to carry a team with you. This, by the way, these are very small things which shows that you have a team carrying capacity. So don't miss this kind of opportunity if you get an opportunity. So response is coming in the, see, the most important time in the presentation is you should not allow your audience to think that you do not know the subject. The first 10 seconds, which I said very important, I second. Remember that 10 seconds is important throughout the presentation. Every time if question comes, audience should not get a feeling that we do not or I do not. Immediately reply should be there from any corner of the team. That's very clear. That's very clear. This will be of great help. Then, of course, it is just a simple thing, preparation strategies. You should anticipate the expected questions. Do a trial run with your colleagues as you always do. I know this practice we are having. Rehearsal technique we are doing. We present within our small group. We prepare ourselves, correct? Expected question answer. But one more important thing, when we are sitting together, when we are sitting together and we are going to present it to board, for example, be honest. Don't say good when it is not good for our team. Means within the team activities. Be honest in that. Say clearly, I think we should, this point may come as a challenge to us. Let's look at this point. So that's why the rehearsal helps every one of us to relax and to give a correct answer at right point of time. So rehearsal is very important. So that preparation is very important to do for us. During the presentation, setting the stage for now question answer session is started. Already you said, like not like this. We are open for the question session. Inform audience of question session at the start that we are going to have a question answer session at the end. In the beginning itself, you should say that. Otherwise, you know what? If you're not interested in triggering the points in between, if you don't want to trigger the points in between, say it, we have a question answer session. So in the beginning, if you say there's a question answer session, you know what will happen automatically? The questions will come at the end only because you are clearing out them. Allocate specific time for questions. So suppose if you have an allocated time of 25 minutes or 20 minutes for your presentation, try to give 3 minutes, around 5% of your time on the question answer. That is good enough. And you can take 2 or 3 questions at that point of time. I'll take 3 questions and then you stop. Encourage audience participation. Signal readiness for question. Use phrase, let's take questions now. Means, do not discourage by your body language that you are not receiving, you're not ready to receive the question. You know what happens sometimes? You know what sometimes happens? In the beginning, you are telling that you are going to have a 3 minutes question answer sessions at the end, and 18 minutes or 17 minutes you are going to present it. Some of the presenters, what they do actually, they don't end their presentation at 17 minutes. They keep continuing till 18 minutes, 19 minutes, just 1 minute before they will close it. And by that time, now 1 minute, because the next presenter has to present it. So your time has elapsed at that point of time. This does not give a good impression because you're not closing here. You're not closing here. So respect your timing if you are allocating the timing for question answer. That's very important. This is having that format, 12-minute presenter, 3 minutes question answer session. So you are going to land up with that situation by any means, by any means. But at the same time, always remember one point. Who want to demonstrate a knowledge or who want to put you some hard questions or out of syllabus question, I will say straight away. At that point of time, simply smile. Point number one. Say it. You can find my email ID and things. Kindly drop me an email on the things. I'll give you a detailed reply on this. I'm not telling them no, but it's a no at that point of time. You have to show your no at that point of time by making the statement very clear. Say it clearly. And no compromise, no hesitation. I'm telling you, the other audience automatically will enjoy that. You know why? Because even the persons who speak one time, two times in a presentation, raising the hands, I have this question, I have this question. You know, automatically he creates a negative views from the audience on that. And this man want to show off. It happens, by the way. It happens. So that's why whenever in any conference, when you are asking the questions, very politely and humbly raise your hand always. If you're allowed to ask, then ask. Don't jump in and say, I have a question. Should I ask you the question? Say it very humbly and politely. That itself will create an impression among the presenter and the audience that no, this man is asking a genuine question. And don't ask 3 questions together, please. Only one question. If you want to know what is the strategy, what is the statistics of this, ask only that question. Don't because there are some sharp presenter. If you go there and I watch them, they says, oh, you asked me 3 questions in 1 question. So your first question is this, second question is this, third question is, tell me which one should I reply first? That fellow will get, he will be like, no answers about it. No answers about it, correct? So that's why this is very critical at this point of time. And a general guidelines, that was a strategy, that what we saw was a strategy. What are the general guidelines? Positive approach. You know, they are stopping you. That question is coming very heavy on you, but still positive. Accept it positively. Active listening. Should be a good listener of questions. Then only you'll be able to say that you have asked 3 questions in this. So I'll go one by one, but which one is your priority? If you let me know, because of time constraint, we'll be able to manage that. So that is called, that is possible only when you have an active listening. Be careful in listening. Don't miss a single word what has been asked by the from audience, the person who's asking the question. Engage with the questionnaires, clarity and brevity. Be clear, be brave, no compromise on that. At the most, what will happen? You will say, I'll reply back to you on my email in detailed reply. At the most, it will happen. Or you'll say, in audience, my team, a gentleman is sitting here, he's an expert. You can contact him after my presentation. Don't disturb in between, please. This is not board meeting. You are not getting an approval for money. So your CEO is asking, no, here is a conference, technical conference. Say, I have an expert. We have a team. An expert on this subject is sitting with me. You can contact him. Straight and simple. Honesty is key. This is very important, guys. Please don't hide anything. Okay. If you don't know, you have a reply for that. Clear. And time management is important. Correct. So with this expert presentation skills, now you are an expert.